Have you ever wondered what it takes to hold an entire continent in your hands? To draw new lines on a map with the tip of a sword, and to place a crown upon your own head? One man did this. He rose from nothing. He became a titan. His name was Napoleon Bonaparte. His story is not a quiet one. It is a tale of thunder and steel, of glory and of ruin. It is a story that shows how blinding ambition can be. It shows how quickly power can be won, and how completely it can be lost. A lesson written in fire and blood across the face of Europe. So, who was this man? He was born on the island of Corsica, a rugged place of stone and sea, steeped in a fierce, independent spirit. His name was Napoleon Bonaparte, a name that echoed his Italian heritage. He was small in stature, but a relentless fire of ambition burned within him. He grew up in a world of ancient rules, a rigid society ruled by great kings and untouchable nobles. He was an outsider from the very beginning. Sent to military school in France, he was a young boy with a strange accent and a fierce, unyielding pride. Loneliness became the fuel for his ambition. He fell in love not with people, but with the cold logic of maps, cannons, strategy, and history. He studied the great commanders of the past, Alexander the Great and Julius Caesar. He learned terrain, supply lines, morale, and the art of the killing blow. A gifted student, and a lonely one, he poured himself entirely into the science of warfare. Then the storm broke, the French Revolution. A world of chaos, and for him, a world of opportunity. France was bleeding. The revolution had toppled the king, but the promise of peace never came. Instead, the nation descended into chaos and fear. From all sides, old monarchies, Austria, Prussia, Britain, pressed in, determined to strangle the young republic in its cradle. The desperate nation prayed for a strong hand and a sharp sword. At Toulon, the siege was failing. Generals dithered, their indecision costing lives. Then, a young artillery captain proposed an audacious, precise, brilliant plan. Capture the heights, he argued, and drive off the British fleet with cannon fire. It worked. Toulon fell. Overnight, Napoleon was a hero. When royalists rose in Paris, he gave them a whiff of grape shot. Brutal, effective. A man who would do whatever it took to win. He did not talk. He acted. He won. Promoted to brigadier at 24, his reputation for decisive action soared. France was surrounded by enemies and about to meet a new kind of leader. This was his moment. The Directory sent him to command a starving, defeated army in Italy. He offered them not comfort, but glory and fertile plains, rich provinces, great cities. Then came a military miracle. He moved with baffling speed, marching through the night. Divide the enemy, crush the parts before they unite. Lodi, Arcole, Rivoli. He understood his soldiers, walked their campfires, promoted bravery, not birth. He printed his own newspaper, feeding a legend. They worshipped the little corporal, while wagons of plunder filled France's coffers. He negotiated like a head of state, redrawing Italy. The Directory grew nervous, but he was too popular, too successful. The legend was forged. He returned to a weak, corrupt, unpopular government and a weary people craving order. In 1799, he staged a swift, bloodless coup, replacing the Directory with the consulate. 3 consuls in name, 1 in power. He centralized government, reformed finance, built roads, bridges, canals. He trained civil servants and officers, delivering the order he promised. The Napoleonic Code: equality before the law, freedom of religion, property rights. Reform was a path. The end was power. In 1804, before the Pope and the world, he took the crown and crowned himself Emperor of the French, then crowned Josephine. His power came from himself, not from God. It was the ultimate act of self-made authority, a defining moment. As emperor, he set out to shatter the old order, Austerlitz, Jena Auerstedt, Friedland. The old armies were no match for his Grande Armée. By 1807, he was the master of the continent. He dissolved a 1,000-year empire, created new kingdoms, redrew borders at will. He set his brothers and marshals over Spain, Holland, Italy, Germany. A Napoleonic age under one law, one ruler, so it seemed. He built monuments and filled the Louvre with trophies, a court of spectacle to legitimize a dynasty. But his empire was held by force. Nationalism stirred in Spain, Germany, everywhere. Britain ruled the waves. He conquered land, not the sea, and that would be a fatal weakness. The first serious crack in his imperial facade appeared in Spain. Confident in his power, he forced Spain's king to abdicate and brazenly set his own brother Joseph in his place. The Spanish people rose. Guerrillas cut lines, struck without warning, and vanished. The French answered with brutal reprisals. Spain bled, so did the empire. Russia defied his continental blockade. He would make an example of the Tsar. In 1812, the Grande Armée, over 600,000 strong, marched east on an unprecedented scale. The Russians refused battle, burned their own crops, poisoned wells, and retreated deep into the vastness. Heat, disease, desertion, and starvation took their toll, long before a decisive fight. He reached Moscow, only to find it abandoned. Then the city burned. No surrender came. With winter closing in fast, he had no choice but to order a retreat. Temperatures plummeted, men froze, horses fed starving soldiers. Cossacks struck relentlessly. Fewer than 100,000 stumbled back. The Grande Armée was destroyed. His invincibility shattered forever. After Russia, all his enemies united. Leipzig, 1813. His power in Germany broken. Invaded on all sides, he abdicated. Exiled to Elba. They thought him finished. He escaped. Sent to arrest him, the soldiers cheered instead. Vive l'Empereur. He retook the throne. The 100 Days began. Europe declared him an outlaw. Armies marched again. On June 18, 1815, Waterloo. He pressed the British under Wellington, but Blucher's Prussians arrived. The Imperial Guard charged and broke. The army collapsed. It was over. The dream had died. No comfortable exile. St. Helena, a rock in the South Atlantic. Guarded, he spent 6 years as a prisoner. He reflected, dictated, crafted the final version of his legend. He died there in 1821, a son of the revolution who became a dictator. He brought legal equality and military rule. He built a modern state and a police state, a brilliant strategist whose wars cost millions of lives. He proved talent and ambition could rise above birth. His story tests the balance between order and freedom. He crowned himself emperor, remade a continent, then the same fire consumed everything, even the man who started it.